This video is covering translating written expressions, being able to take words and put them into math expressions. So we have four little problems here. We're going to look at the top two. So the one on the left says 5 minus a number, the one on the right says 5 less than a number. Now a lot of kids might think they're exactly the same, but when you break this down, the order in which the terms appear changes. This first one is pretty basic. You got the 5 minus, you just write down 5 minus. And then you have a number, and that can be any variable that you want. Now we're just going to use 5 minus n. That one's fairly easy. The next one can get confusing. The thing you need to realize is when you see the words less than, the word then. Now this is not referring to an inequality symbol. This is referring to subtraction. But the thing is 5 less than a number. That means you need to have the number first in order to take 5 away from it. So 5 less than, you actually rewrite it as something minus 5. So whatever was in front of the words less than go after, and whatever was after goes in the front. 5 plus a number. 5 plus a number is your mystery variable. You could have whatever variable you want there. 5 more than a number. This is another one with that then. So less than or more than, I call them switcheroo phrases. You've got the 5 more than, that's going to be something plus 5. And then a number, that's going to be your variable. Let's go ahead and talk about a few other examples. So here we have the sum of 5 and a number times 2. The sum of means that you're adding, and the two things that you're adding are separated by the word and. So we know the sum of means we're adding, so whatever's to the left of the word and or before is going to go in front of the plus sign. So 5 was in front, a number times 2 is afterwards, so I'm going to rewrite that as 2n. Now over here, a lot of kids will think that this is the exact same thing, except we have 2 times the sum of. 2 times the sum of is a whole different ball game. That means 2 times the result of some adding, so it's going to be written like this. 2 times the sum of, 2 with some empty parentheses. Then the two things that are being added, 5 and a number, 5 and a number. So completely different setup. Even though all of the words are the same, the order in which they appear changes the whole problem. The difference of 4 times a number and 7. This is difference means you're subtracting, and the two things you're subtracting are separated by the word and. So I'm going to go ahead and write my subtraction sign. That's for the difference of. And then what was in front of the end, 4 times a number. So we have the 4 times a number in front of the end, and a 7 is after the word end, and that's why it's going there. So 4n minus 7. Over here we have 2 times the difference of a number and 7. A lot like the other problem. 2 times the difference of means 2 up against some subtraction in parentheses. And then the things that we're subtracting are a number and 7. A number and 7. 2 times the difference of. Now just because it's subtraction doesn't mean you always do a switcheroo. In this case there's no switcheroo phrase, so it stays n minus 7. The quotient of 3 and 8 times a number. The word quotient means to divide. And the two things you're dividing are separated by the word and. There's 2 ways of writing this. You could have either a division bar, as with a fraction, or you could have the division sign for more of a side-to-side write-up. The first thing that you're dealing with is the 3, so that can go up top or on the left side of the division sign. The first number would be considered the numerator. And 8 times a number, so that's going to be your denominator or your second term. The quotient of 3 and 8 times a number. We're going to go ahead and do some matching here. All right, this is 7 times the sum of 5 and a number. So when it says 7 times the sum of, that means 7 outside some parentheses. So the only one that could be is choice C. Now we have a number times the sum of 7 and 5. A number times the sum of means a mystery number outside some parentheses. That can narrow it down to choice D. A number times the sum of 7 and 5. 4 times the sum of a number and 3. 4 times the sum of means 4 against parentheses and then a number and 3 inside the parentheses being added. It's going to be choice B. 7 less than 8 times a number. Let's see, we want to tune into the 7 less than. That would be a switcheroo phrase. So that means it's going to be something minus 7. And it's the 8 times a number minus 7. It's going to be choice D. Five times the sum of 7 and a number. 5 times the sum of, 5 up against parentheses, and then 7 and a number. It's going to be B. Five times the difference of 2 and a number. Hopefully you could narrow these down to choices C and D because it's 5 times the difference of, 5 times the difference of. And then difference of, it's not a switcheroo phrase. A lot of kids think that seeing a subtraction related word always means to switch them, but it doesn't. So 2 and a number, it's going to be choice C. Three more than 4 times a number. So this one has no parentheses because it doesn't say times the difference of or times the sum of. 3 more than, that's a switcheroo phrase, so that means it's something plus 3. It's going to make it have to be choice B. The sum of 4 times a number and 3. The sum of means you're adding, but it doesn't say anything times the sum of, so it's not a parentheses problem. The sum of, the two things you're going to add are separated by the word and, so 4 times a number and 3, that's going to leave you with choice A. The sum of 5 and a number divided by 2. This one can be tough. This one can be real tough. The sum of 5 and a number with a comma after it, that means that you're going to have to do that part first. So that's the entire thing you'd have to work out before you divide by 2. It's going to be choice D. That can be a confusing one. You're taking the sum of 5 and a number, and after you do that, you're dividing it by 2. Five times the difference of a number and 2. 5 times the difference means it's going to be 5 up against parentheses. It's subtraction inside the parentheses, but not a switcheroo. A number and 2, it's going to leave us with choice D. The difference of 5 and 2 times a number. It's not starting out with anything times the difference of, so it's just straight up subtraction. You can narrow it down to A or B. And it's 5 in front of the word and, so it's going to be in front of the subtraction sign. That leaves it with the choice A. The difference of 5 and 2 times a number. The difference of 2 times a number and 5. Nothing times the difference of, so no parentheses. And it says 2 times a number is being listed first, so it's going to be first. It's not a switcheroo phrase. Five less than 2 times a number. As soon as I see 5 less than, that means something minus 5, and it's 2 times a number. It's going to have to be choice B. The bottom two choices would both be 2 times the difference of, so those wouldn't be allowed in this to work. 5 plus a number divided by 2. This one can get confusing. There's no comma in here, so it's 5 plus a number divided by 2. So that means it's going to have to be choice C. 5 plus a number divided by 2. This next one, 5 less than 2 times a number. I see the 5 less than, that's going to be a switcheroo. And then 2 times a number was after, it's going to go in the front. It's going to be choice B. Choice C would be a 5 times the difference. Choice D would be a 2 times the difference. So that's about it. Hope this helps. Best of luck to you.